episode of Concentrated, the podcast about all of the things that we find cool and interesting as nerds of color. I am your host, Maria, and as always, I am joined today by the lovely Muneerah.
Hey, I was
Yeah,
on.
I noticed.
And Sir Eric.
I'm here.
That's it. You're just here. That's all you got.
He's just here so he doesn't get fined.
Right. I was waiting to see
Sir.
how long it was going to take him to say
Inappropriate.
that, because today, guys, we are giving you a battle. The battle of all
Ching.
battles. We are going to be battling Harry Potter versus Star Wars. But before we get into that, it's time for Eric to do the news.
Ching ching, bing bing,
That's not the
wink
sound
wink.
sound you make.
Yeah, it's more like clink, clink. But news. Do the news, dude.
Don't tell me I'll do my job. All right.
I like
news.
ching ching.
Guess what? Some people died. A whole bunch of people, actually. First up, we have Saved by the Bell alumni. I would say other things, but that's kind of all he really did. Dustin Diamond is famous for playing Screech on Saved by the Bell. He is dead, unfortunately, at 44 from cancer. Apparently, he had a very aggressive form of cancer. So, like I said, he didn't really do much with his career, and he's kind of a shitbird, but it does still suck that he's dead.
Damn, Muneerah, that is cold-hearted. I think it sucks just because to die of cancer,
Yeah.
and
Yes.
not be really, because shit, he's like younger than me, like
Yeah.
And
that sucks.
it also sucks a bit more that they have this new version of Saved by the Bell on Peacock that apparently he was in negotiations to finally come back and reprise the role for a little bit. So I know during the early 2000s he got into a lot of fuckery and kind of soured his good name.
He was in
was in
porn at
what?
one point, wasn't he?
Yeah, I believe he released
Porn
his
at
own
one
sex tape,
point?
which is just weird.
He
Yeah,
did.
I thought so.
Yep, that was
I
a
thought-
thing that
yeah.
actually happened.
That was the early
Yes.
2000s when everybody was
Yeah.
releasing sex tapes for some reason.
Thanks, Eric, for not releasing
No.
yours. I think it would have
I
broke
mean,
all of
I
our
enjoy
That
hearts.
is
Saved
very
by the
nice
Bell,
of
but
him.
I don't
Yes.
need to see Screech's balls. I'm good. Yeah.
Screech screeching.
Screech.
Yuck!
Next up, we have
Did you say all screech screech?
He
screech,
did.
screech,
He
screech?
did. And I was going to skip right over it. And you had to realize that he said it.
I'm sorry.
Next death,
next
Eric.
up we have former world heavyweight champion Leon Spinks. He is dead at 67, also from cancer, unfortunately. He is
That's
famous
sad.
for having beaten Muhammad Ali, and he also won a gold medal in the 1976 Olympics.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That is sad.
Yeah.
Cancer's a fucker.
Cancer really blows, and it's sad to say that in 2021, it's almost like I'm almost happier to hear that someone passes, or I'm not happier because you don't want anybody to pass, but I feel like
Relieved.
it's almost relieved, that you're hearing that somebody passed of cancer and not
Yeah.
COVID.
It's-
Both C's suck, but one
Suck, yeah.
I think just sucks a little bit more than
One
the other.
is preventable if you stay your ass in the house.
Right now. Oof. Well,
Just
there's
saying.
that.
There's that.
Mm.
And then finally, we have Oscar winner, Emmy winner, Tony winner. Honestly, he was one shy of that EGOT. Christopher Plummer is dead at 91.
Yeah.
Basically, what they're saying is natural causes. They say he passed peacefully in his home with his family. You may know him from The Sound of Music. Most recently, people would know him from the amazing Rian Johnson film Knives Out, where he plays the matriarch of the family, the one who dies. Amazing actor. He's also holds the record for the oldest actor to get an Oscar.
Mm-hmm.
I watched The Sound of Music Saturday after I found out. Was it Saturday or Friday?
I think I found out on Thursday.
It was Thursday or Friday.
Found out
Yeah.
on was it Thursday
Yeah,
or Friday?
yeah.
I found out on Friday, and I watched The Sound of Music because it's the captain.
Yep. And he is
Oh,
famous for apparently not liking the
Makes
movie
me sad.
originally, and then later on in life going back and watching the movie and was like, oh, I get it now, and enjoying The Sound of Music again. So people can change.
That's Okay. I mean, that's kind of odd that you were in this like groundbreaking, award-winning movie. And you're like, yeah, I kind of hate this
He didn't
shit.
enjoy
Oh
his
wait, it's 40
character.
years later.
Yeah, he said he didn't enjoy the
Oh.
character. He thought it was kind of I forgot the term that he used, but he wasn't, and then later on in life, he apparently understood the character and was like, I enjoy this now. So, like I said,
Okay.
people can change.
He was a widower who had all those kids to take care of and needed order and
Plus there was
to
Nazis,
take care of
so.
those kids.
Yeah.
I got it immediately.
I
And
did
then
too.
he had that
Like
right.
I don't understand what he didn't get. Like I got it at age 6.
Yeah.
Nazi bad.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Unfortunately, he
All right,
dead.
well-
He was 91, so he got a really long, really good life.
That's sad.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, please tell me that you've got some good news.
I do.
'Cause
I have
that's a lot
pretty
of
good
death.
news, actually. I got two
Okay.
big behind-the-scenes news, production news. One, the Rebecca Hall directed film starring Ruth Negga and Tessa Thompson called Passing was just picked up at Sundance by Netflix. So we won't. Yeah, you won't have to go to the theater.
That's
to see
exciting.
it on Netflix. I believe they got a pretty good deal out of it, and I believe it's a period piece. It looks like it takes place in like the 30s or 40s. So
Huh.
yeah,
Makes sense with the
so
title.
I'm excited to see it. I mean, it's a great cast, and I believe it's Rebecca Hall's directorial debut. Yeah.
Okay. That's pretty good
And
news.
more in line with our other podcast, if you're not watching, we drop it on Sundays. That is Herald of the MCU, where we're talking about the Marvel Cinematic Universe and Marvel and comics in general. Black Panther director Ryan Coogler apparently is going to be having his own show based around Wakanda on Disney Plus.
Yay!
Really?
That's
exciting.
fantastic
Yeah.
news.
That
So-
not much is.
Do we know anything about it? Like, do we know? I mean,
It's a
let
series.
let you
He's
get
gonna
your
be
news out because
producing.
I'm excited.
That's all that we know so far. So hopefully it's
Oh.
something about like a smaller smaller it's cast or just about the people of Wakanda.
Do we know if it's going to be live action? I mean, I'm assuming because
I would
it's him,
assume
it
it's
will be
live
live action. Okay.
I want to. Can we go back to the
Sure.
Passing movie?
Okay.
I didn't know that Rebecca Hall has
She
her
is.
mother is African American.
Yeah,
That is why. Okay, so
they-
I saw
they
that she
released a
was
thing,
doing
both
the
Ruth
direct.
and
yeah,
and Tessa both came out and they were like, she is the perfect person to direct this movie because of I didn't know it
Yeah.
until a few years ago because the first thing I had seen her in was Iron Man 3, and I was like, oh okay, this white woman, and then you find out later I was like, oh okay.
She's got that
Yeah,
Rashida
she
Jones
very much
thing
has
going
the
on.
Rashida Jones thing going on.
right. Yeah, her as a woman of color and any more women of color, I think we all do the. She's got
Mhm.
prominent features. There's something going on there. But if she's not saying it, I'm not going to say
Mhm.
anything and moving
Mhm.
on. So, haha, that makes total sense. Well, now I was going to see it anyways, but now I'm definitely going to see it.
Yeah.
Now I'm excited. I'm super excited. Sorry.
Um,
Sorry. I was doing I was listening and I was like, yeah, why is she? I want to know. So I do apologize for derailing. So Ryan Coogler, yes, I'm excited about the Wakanda
Thanks
series.
for getting
Yay.
us right back on track,
Well,
Muneerah. I
was gonna say,
appreciate
it's
you,
not just,
girl.
Ryan Coogler, it's his production company, Proximity Media. Apparently, he has signed a 5-year deal with Disney to produce several Disney shows.
Oh shit!
Wow. So they really got him with the backing up of the money and keeping in like one theme because usually he like branches. He does different things. He doesn't always stay
Yeah.
with the
Well,
same
but
project.
but we don't know that 5 years means
No,
that it's
I'm
just going to
assuming it's not
be
just
MCU
stuff.
stuff.
Like knowing him, he's he's a very prolific director and he's done all sorts of things. We have him to thank for the fact that the Creed franchise is actually alive and well, and the first one is very good. So is the second one, but he didn't direct the second one. That's one of the things that I'm a little worried about because he's still a young director. He's very accomplished, but he's never directed a sequel. So and with
Mhm.
the unfortunate passing of
Yeah.
Chadwick Boseman, I'm concerned about where he's going to go with Black Panther 2. But he in all of his Oakland glory, I'm sure he'll figure out what to do.
Oh my god! What if we get
Yeah.
Riri and he does Riri?
Well, that's already being handled.
Mhm.
They announced they were doing an Ironheart show.
Yeah, but But
Right,
they didn't
did they
attach.
announce
Right. We don't know
who?
who's
Right.
doing
No.
it.
I mean, and I while I love Ryan Coogler, I would like to see a black female director take on Ironheart.
Black
Fair.
female.
Fair.
Yeah.
I agree. Okay. All right. Any other stories?
Yeah, we've got some new trailers that just dropped. If you're watching this now, we're recording. I believe the Super Bowl has already started, so all the trailers are starting to drop. Muneerah just lost her shit because there was a new Falcon and Winter Soldier trailer. And we also
All right.
You really did,
Okay,
though.
that's
We thought,
fair.
we
I
got
did,
a
but
new
y'all,
it's
we
fair.
thought
I love-
we thought someone was
Yeah.
killing her.
we also got a new trailer for Fast 9 or F9 as they're calling it, the Fast
Ugh.
saga.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Smartly enough, they did not. Sorry, they did not attach a release date to it. It just says coming soon because COVID.
It could never come, and
should-
I'd be fine.
They should drop it right
no,
now.
No, no, no.
Just
it
drop
could,
it right
could
now.
never come, and I would be fine with that. Never.
Well, madam, it's not for
No.
you. It's clearly for the two of us.
And the other millions of ding dongs that are like, oh, Fast and Furious.
Well, okay, and because Maria hates Fast and Furious, I got one more bit of news that just came across my feed. Marvel Disney has announced that Stacey Osai Kufor, I'm butchering that name. She was one of the writers on Watchmen. She is also one of the main writers for Captain Marvel 2. They have announced that she is going to be writing Mahershala Ali's Blade for Marvel as well.
Yes,
Mhm.
that is incredibly
Mhm.
exciting
Yep.
news. Eric, did you also see that apparently, like, he was damn near 100% responsible for the pick?
Yep.
Like, he stepped up and
Mhm.
was like, yo, this is what it needs to be.
I wonder what that conversation, like, what's the conversation that he had with Kevin Feige? Like, first and foremost, I want to do
Mhm.
Blade.
Well, he had just come off of getting
Secondly,
an Oscar, so
this
I'm assuming
is, you
the
know.
world was his oyster, and he was like, "I want to be Blade." And they were like, "Bet."
Yeah.
Listen,
Now this is who I want to write Blade. Thank you.
he went in there, put his feet all on Kevin Feige's sofa, and was like, "What the fuck ever? Y'all gonna do what I want?" And I'm here for it. I love it. Like, it's sad, but that seems to be the only way that we can really see
Yeah.
growth for
Well, I mean,
creators of color.
She is a superstar writer at this point. She has worked on the Hulu series Pen 15, which is really funny if you haven't watched it. She worked on Watchmen, so she already has my stamp of approval because the Watchmen show was fucking amazing. She worked on the Amazon
Mhm.
show Hunters with Al Pacino, and
Did you guys watch
and she
that?
worked on
It
the
was
HBO
so
show
good.
Run with Domhnall Gleeson. So,
Oh, that one I don't know.
yeah.
Oh, I
so
watched Run.
She's batting 1,000 right now.
Huh.
What was
Yeah.
Run?
Yeah, I'll let you describe because I haven't
two-
had a chance
go
to watch
ahead.
it all.
Okay, so two people who have known each other and been in and out of each other's lives text one another run, and if the other person texts back run, then they meet up in a train station on a train, and a
Yeah.
lot of things ensue.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That sounds
Yeah.
interesting.
It's really
Yeah.
good.
All right.
It is. It is.
Like I said,
it was very.
I'll add that to
interesting.
my
I enjoyed it.
long ass scroll of things that I need
I'm
to
here
watch.
for it because apparently she's done no wrong for me so far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it was really
Plus,
good. I
it
like
can't
it.
get worse than Wesley Snipes and his issues. If you've never heard about the behind the scenes stuff with Blade Trinity and Wesley Snipes' behavior, it will immediately make you say fuck Wesley Snipes because he was acting like a real shitbag.
Oh. All right. Well,
But that's my news.
with that, I'm about to say, yeah. Did you have anything else besides
news
Wesley?
to everyone.
Wesley
Wesley
Snipes is
Snipes
a
is kind of a
shitbag.
shitbag.
All right. Well, listen, if you are a constant listener of ours, you know that we have had a version of this battle before. Spoiler alert, there were no winners, and we almost literally destroyed the podcast. It got very, very, very
We all know
heated.
they were winners.
So, what'd you say?
Yeah.
There were winners.
Oh boy.
Yeah, we know who the
there
winner is.
were-
Don't no, it's not you, and you know who
Listen,
the winner is.
there were no winners, you two. All right, nobody won. It was supposed to be just a friendly little debate, and next thing you know, there were threats of death.
Somebody was crying.
It was a lot.
It was
It was a
Eric.
lot. So this time we're gonna do it a little different. I know which position each of you have taken. I will only interject when I feel the need. But
Girl, get over here on the
But-
Hogwarts bus. Let's
Look,
go.
you notice I wore a long
I
sleeve
was gonna
shirt,
say,
right?
Bitch, I have a Star Wars tattoo right there. Take your fucking
I'm
jacket off. You have
gonna-
a whole fucking sleeve.
Come on over. I've got a seat right
All
next to you.
listen.
The trolley witch is coming. What you want?
Go
I've
eat
got
your
all
fucking
of my
chocolate
coins.
frogs.
What I can buy it out.
I
Let's
want some
go.
frogs.
Let's go. Thank you.
All right, so we're gonna do this in 3 rounds basically, and this time, unlike the first time that we kind of focused on specific characters going 1v1, we're gonna talk about the merchandising and the business side of these two franchises. So with round 1, we're gonna start specifically with general merchandising. So what I mean by that is the impact of their clothes and toys and trinkets and the general shit that we all get. Um, I do have the numbers, but we're going to leave the numbers out of it right now as far as the gross value of each of these franchises, which are about 20 years apart in age. Star Wars 77, first Harry Potter book, excuse me, came out in 97. So you've got that time frame. With that, I'm going to turn it over to Eric first for round 1. Eric, what is your case for saying that Star Wars is the better of the two franchises based on their merchandise?
Easy.
Are you fucking
Yep.
serious? Did he
That is
really?
Darth Maul's lightsaber.
But when did you get it? Like when did and where did you have to get it because you couldn't get? You know what? I'll
Oh, it's
save
all right.
that.
I'll put it off
save
to the
that for
side.
later.
Star Wars has probably
that for
the
later.
most merchandise. And you're right, they do have a kind of a 30-year gap. They weren't always bangers. They weren't always these amazing lightsabers. Some of them were the shitty little slide out ones that you get at the dollar store, but we still loved them.
Mhm.
They also have the jump on the most amount of Lego kits. Harry Potter's catching up with Lego though, because apparently Harry Potter fans are huge Lego nerds as well. I mean, there's also this. That's a different one. It's not the same lightsaber. It's the other half. It's Darth Maul. These connect. By the way.
I mean, sure your little trinkets.
have a
I mean, do
wand.
what you need to do. I have a bunch
Yeah,
of wands,
no,
but okay.
And those aren't even good lightsabers. That's Darth Maul. Like only the diehards know and love Darth Maul. But I feel like there's just Star Wars has been around a lot longer, so they kind of have the advantage there. There's so many lightsabers. There's so many characters. It's one of those things where like, oh, I want the good lightsaber. I want the bad lightsaber. Or you want one of these. This is a different lightsaber. This is Darth Vader's.
So wait,
So
I brought props.
all you have are lightsabers. Okay, cute.
clearly brought props. How many lightsabers are you going to flash across the screen today, Eric?
Does your wand make this sound? No.
It doesn't have to. I could kill you with one spell. No worries.
All right, Muneerah, Eric, did you want to make another point before I allow Muneerah to retort?
No, I'm all out of lightsabers.
Fair enough.
I only have
Muneerah,
3.
Just 3? Okay.
Muneerah.
No, I mean, it's fair. Like, they did have a jump on us with the toy market. They're old. So there's that.
That's it? That's all you got?
I mean, well, no, because there is a gap. Like, we're trying to build on where they've been. And
We
I mean,
have
there's
had a lot
you
more
can't
time
do
to
that.
perfect
There's-
things. Like
it's
again,
just not
we had the
possible.
shitty lightsabers from the
Yeah.
70s and 80s, and then these are started coming out around the 2000 marks, and these are amazing.
I will say our wands have always been
On point.
top tier.
Not
But
always.
I
I've
feel
seen
like-
the
so-
Nimbuses that were like really shitty plastic, things like that. I
That's
know it's
not a
broomstick,
wand,
but it's
bitch.
still,
Broomsticks.
like
Well, then don't. I'm talking about wands. Don't bring it up
I know
if you're
plenty
not
of
talking about
shitty
the same thing
brand
that I'm talking
wands.
about.
You get the really good ones at Universal Studios because that's Universal Studios, but like you get the bullshit ones at like Barnes and Noble. Those are terrible.
Okay.
They
so
are no, they're
wait
pretty
a second.
good.
So Muneerah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little disappointed in how you've handled round 1. So I'm gonna just tag myself
Why?
in
You want
here.
to bring back one of the
All right,
lightsabers?
go ahead. Go ahead.
No. I don't need you to bring back a
They're always
fucking
within
lightsaber.
arm's
But
length.
but let's talk about this. Eric, you're right. The lightsabers are pretty amazing, and I love Star Wars as well. probably not as much as Harry Potter, but a lot. So I need to put that disclaimer out there. But here is the one thing that I feel like the merchandising for Potter got right that Star Wars still hasn't quite figured out. And that's the fact that because you have 4 houses that speak to specific personality traits, and it's an interactive thing for fans to figure out what house they belong to, it then leads to a plethora of options for Harry Potter merchandising that is uniquely you, or at least uniquely you as you identify with the franchise. And that's something that Star Wars hasn't quite figured out.
Well, that's because we only have
they
light and dark.
there's a
Like
right, but there's a lost
Harry Potter
opportunity
houses
because you
are
have gray.
basically, new astrology.
Mhm.
Like, oh well, I'm a Sagittarius because of these things. Like,
Yeah,
whereas,
yes,
like, I'm
yes,
a Hufflepuff
yes, and I'm
because of
fine with
this.
it.
Right, but okay, so to your point then, you only have these things. Then why is it that when we were doing the Mandalorian and they were doing all of these things for Build-A-Bear, why was it that I had to fix Ahsoka's bear instead of them
Having it
already
ready.
knowing?
Yep.
Why is
Oh,
it
that's just
right?
bad
Why is it
merchandising.
that
I'll
they
give you
didn't
that.
have
That's
a
just
Finn
bad
bear?
merchandising.
Well, listen, I'm going to move away from the
Well-
camera for a second so everyone can see my bookshelf. And this is what Potter gets that Star Wars does not. As you guys
I thought you were
see,
going to point out
I
the
have-
Runaways pop.
no, I was not pointing out my Gertie pop.
Why? Why
Right.
would she do that?
But I am pointing out the fact that literally I have books 1 through 4 in the Hufflepuff edition for myself,
Mhm.
and then the Gryffindor edition for my husband. And one would say, why would you buy the same damn books because they're 2 different
Because
colors?
they're smart enough
Well,
to get you to
why
buy
the
the
fuck
same
wouldn't
fucking
I?
thing.
Well, yes and no, because what happens is in each of the books, there is a different intro. There is
Mhm.
information about the house that is different from what you're
Mhm.
going to get from a book from
No,
another house.
I'll
So
give you.
I say that to say Potter is winning because they understand that if you customize at least to a certain extent, you get your
Mhm.
fans to spend
Yeah,
more money.
I will give you that because the thing about Potter also is they are books. Well, originally they were books. They are movies now, but you have more of an emotional connection because you've read these very long books. Whereas Star Wars, you're done in 2 hours, 2.5 hours. There are series of books, but like your standard Star Wars fan, your basic nerd is not going to be like, oh well, I got this tattoo because I'm a fan of Darth Revan. Your average person's not going to know Darth Revan, but at the same time, like Harry Potter gets it right where they can literally get you to buy the same thing. Say you have a family of 4 and each person in your family is a different house. They can get you to buy the same fucking item 4 times because it comes in different colors. Which I'll
Yeah.
give them that.
Yeah.
But at the
Okay,
same
so
time,
so Eric,
it's
so
no-
you're
it's no
conceding
light-
round
it's
one.
no
Sounds
lightsaber.
like right. It sounds like we're
I
getting
can't
round
hit
1
people
then.
with my wand.
Yes, you can.
I have to be very close.
Yes, you can. You can hit him, and you can.
I'll say, bitch,
can-
you've hit
listen,
me with your
I've killed you a
wand.
bunch of
There's
times,
nothing-
right?
okay,
You have
there's
hit me
nothing
with
as
your wand,
satisfying
Eric.
about a wand than doing this. That sound is satisfying.
Your ass was real satisfied when you were walking around with
Yeah, but it didn't make
what's his
sound
name's
or light
wand.
up. This is way more satisfying.
You tapped that shit on
Yeah.
the ground a bunch of times, and people
I
were
was
like,
just
"Wait a
showing
second,
that I was not broke
what's
like
happening?"
Them. God.
Well, and that's the whole point because Lucius Malfoy is filthy
Hmm.
fucking wizard rich, and you're running around with your
Mhm.
Lucius Malfoy cane and wand, showing off your
Mhm.
fucking fancy ass. You were literally
Hmm.
living exactly what that was supposed
Yeah,
to be.
but
So it
it-
didn't need to
No,
make
it
a
always needs
sound.
to make a
It
sound.
gave you the effect.
Had it made a
No,
sound
it
and light
gave you the
and,
effect
and
without the
if
sound.
it lit up and made a sound, way better.
Eric,
I don't know. You
Well,
spent
yeah.
that money
I
that
had to
you
prove that I
did
was
and
better than
showed it
people,
off
duh.
every chance you got. So
I
And
didn't
you
have
did.
To, I didn't have to
So-
say anything at the same time. Like, I'll give you that. I didn't have to make a sound or point it at people to tell them to step their game up because they were broke boys.
okay, so listen,
But
this
had it-
time,
Wouldn't
if
you
it
argue
did
that
light
that
up
was
and
Hold
make a
on.
sound, I would have spent twice as much.
all right. So this is how I'm going to move forward. This is the end of round one. I, as the intermediary, will give the initial ruling.
I think it should go
Harry
here, right?
Potter wins
You
round
can't
one.
be you had a whole
Thank
ass
you.
opinion
I mean,
on
it feels
it. You can't
feels
give
right.
You can't give.
It
your
feels
intern-
right. But you
But
also
you
helped us.
agreed with
You
us.
also
You
helped
agreed.
us.
Agree
You
that
Yeah.
they're smarter at getting you to spend money because they have everything. Everything
Yes.
comes in 4
And
colors.
that's it. Bye.
But
Thank you. That's all we
Star
needed.
Wars,
That's all we
then
you
we
can
needed.
get green,
That's
you
all
can
we
get blue, you
needed.
can get purple, you can get
Listen,
red, but
we
light,
win.
dark.
Moving.
Mm-mm.
Okay, we win round one. moving on to round
Moving
two.
right along.
And listen, listeners, viewers, you can let us know if we're wrong about this
You're
in the
wrong.
comments.
I'm viewing and
But
listening right now. You're wrong.
we won round one. So let's move to round two.
Yeah.
Eric, you've got.
I
It
don't
feels
see
good
any-
to
I don't see
win.
Harry Potter
Eric-
It does. It really does. It feels right.
Eric's
a
got a
little.
good chance in round two,
see
though,
Harry
quite
Potter.
honestly. Because round two, we're going to talk about games, video games. So specifically, either console, phone, whatever type, but it has to be electronic games. We're not talking about the 57 different versions of Clue and Monopoly that exist. We are talking.
But they're
I know,
there.
and we love them all, but we are talking
But they bring
specifically
nothing to the table.
video games.
That's fair.
So, Muneerah,
That's
I will
fair.
let you start this round. Make your case for the Potter games.
I mean, they're there. They're a thing that you can do if you want to be in Hogwarts. Because, I mean, that's mainly where most of them are. The one that I'm still currently playing is the one that's on my phone. I like being a wizard. Every once in a while, I get kind of bored with that. Like, dueling every once in a while, that gets a little boring. But other than that, that's really all it is. Like, there's
Well,
no, like,
I'll say I'll throw you guys a
Quidditch,
bone here. The
game.
Lego Harry Potter games are actually
Again?
really good.
That's what I was going to speak to. I love the
But
Lego
it's
Harry
just those
Potter
two.
that,
games.
but I mean,
Yeah,
it's just those two.
and we keep
So-
waiting for this new game to come out
Yeah.
that still hasn't dropped, and it feels like it's never going to
No.
drop.
Well, again, and I
Yeah.
don't mean to jump in with Star Wars. Star Wars games have been amazing because, and this
They
goes
have.
back to the whole thing about
Yeah.
J.K. Rowling. Not to mention she's a piece of shit, but like she is a controlling piece of shit.
We're not talking about creators
No.
today,
What I'm
Eric.
saying is she
We are
writes
not.
everything for Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Unlike Star Wars,
Yeah.
where even before George Lucas sold the franchise to Disney, they had all these video games. You had Rogue Squadron, you had Dark Forces, even back on the old PC games. But now you have these amazing, emotionally invested games. You have what's the new one? Rogue Squadron I already mentioned. That's the new one on Xbox and whatnot. But you have the Force Unleashed with Vader's Secret Apprentice.
Force Unleashed.
You have
Yep.
What's the other one?
You're not even mentioning one of my like literally top 5 favorite games of all time, which is Knights of the Old Republic.
Knights of the Old Republic. You have the online
that
MMO, the Old Republic online game, which they went the extra mile and did like everything with voice actors. So it's amazing. You get all these amazing performances. You have the new Jedi one. God, I can't remember the name off the top of my head.
The one with the black female Jedi, right?
Yeah, Jedi Fallen Order.
Yep, that's it.
Yeah, which I thought she.
I couldn't
should have
remember
been
the name. I
main
just
fucking-
remembered she was.
I thought she should have been the main
Mhm.
character as opposed to the annoying little white kid we got who played Joker on
Well,
Gotham.
Well,
Oh,
well,
yeah.
That's
I mean,
it. That's
the
all I gotta
game
say
is
about
still
that one.
good, but again, I thought it should have been what's her name from Mad TV as the main character.
Yeah. Yeah, I think round 2 is going to be a short
Deborah
round
Wilson,
because it's not. I don't
Yeah.
think it's even close. Star Wars
No.
definitely wins round
Plus,
2.
Star Wars has way more Lego games, but again, they have a lot more.
This
movies.
is true as well. Yeah.
I feel like Harry Potter
Yeah.
is kind of it's got one hand behind its back in this fight because again they don't have many games, and two, J.K. Rowling doesn't want to give other people keys to the kingdom to make new stuff for this world.
Right.
Yeah,
And
if
she really
she
should.
gave
Really,
someone
really should.
like the way that George Lucas did with the novels and the games before the Disney purchase and even after the Disney purchase, like you could have people creating great emotional content for your universe. It doesn't have to be about your main character, but like I've watched some Harry Potter fan films that have been done really well.
Mhm.
And some of these characters
Yeah.
to be, introduced into the universe, they don't have to be about the main thing. Like if Star Wars has taught us anything, is that anybody in the universe can make a difference. Whereas Harry Potter,
mean, if
it's locked
well,
down
we
to that,
have-
and now
go
you
ahead.
have, Newt Scamander and all these people in the 20s. But
No, all I was gonna say is if they took just half of the stuff that she's actually written outside of the books on Pottermore, or I guess it's now Wizarding
Mhm.
World, there is a lot of amazing content that she has written that could be adapted for any
Yeah.
of these things. But I don't know if she is the issue or if Warner Brothers is the issue.
it doesn't. Help that
Somebody's
she
the
keeps-
damn
She
issue.
keeps dropping these breadcrumbs, like she did all the American House stuff, but then she wouldn't put out any content about the American houses outside of like some basic history. Like we
Mm-hmm.
Did you know that you can't be I don't think I think it's you can't be sorted into
Really?
your American House anymore?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
There were some issues with some problematic content
I'm assuming in
in how
relation to
she
Native
described the
Americans.
houses. Yeah, yeah, and it
Mm.
was enough
Mhm.
that my understanding, and I could be wrong if one of our listeners has the whole scoop, let us know. But my understanding was that that was part of the reason that they stopped the sorting into the American
Well,
houses.
that makes sense.
So,
Again,
Okay.
maybe if you
But
get
yeah,
a
no,
native
to your
writer to
point,
help you write that
we've
shit and not just, some shit you pulled off Google. Hmm.
right.
we could have I mean, she could have fleshed out a bunch of characters that she brought in. We could have had a Marauders something
Could
or
you
other.
imagine a
We
Marauders
could have
map
had a
game?
I want it so bad. It angers
Talk
me.
to
I
your
want it
people,
so bad.
'cause, you
So
know,
bad.
George
All
Lucas,
right,
as long as
okay,
them
don't
checks clear, George Lucas
listen.
will let you do whatever the fuck you want with Star Wars.
Shut it, Eric. You win round
I'm okay
two.
with him getting round two.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
fine.
All right,
That's fine.
so now going into round three, we are tied 1 round apiece. So this will be the tiebreaker, I guess, and we'll decide this bout. Round three, we are talking about the adaptation of these franchises into amusement and theme park destinations. Muneerah, I will allow you to go first. Oh no, you went first last
I went
time.
first.
So Eric,
Yeah, no, go ahead, Eric.
Eric, you go
Bring
first.
the boom if you'd like.
No, I mean, you guys know how I felt about
No.
Smuggler's
Tell the
Run
class.
and-
No,
Tell
but
the
you need to tell our
class.
listeners
How'd
and
Yeah,
our
you
we had
feel?
we had a whole episode about
No.
it. but then
Tell the class.
No,
Show
no.
your work. Show your work.
You want me to bring back the lightsabers? Here you go.
When
Bring back the lightsabers.
But when
Here
you
we
have
go.
to get that lightsaber?
This one I ordered
Weren't you
separately.
misled that you could just walk right in and live your dream in the place
Yeah.
where you belong?
Shh. What
Don't
else we
shush
talking
me.
What I was going to say is, while Disney invested a lot of money into Galaxy's Edge,
Mhm.
it is misorganized. Some of the things are really fun. I did enjoy the rides, the ones that we could get on.
Mhm.
I will say Universal has.
Hold on.
We've talked
Eric.
about this before, where Universal has what? What's up?
Eric, hold on a second. I got to stop
Can
you
you not
right
hear me?
there. No,
No,
I can
she
hear
can hear
you.
you.
Can you see
but
this?
you out here telling whole ass lies. You did not enjoy the ride that you were
No.
able to get on because
No.
you got stuck
I got
pushing a
stuck
button
in
for
the cargo
cargo.
position. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, so tell the whole story.
No.
Don't-
But as
don't
a
change
whole,
it.
it's fun. But again, that's kind of our own fault for taking single rider instead of waiting 4.5 hours to the long ass line. There are a lot of good things. Again, Potter would win. I wouldn't say I give them the point, because Star Wars is fairly new to amusement park rides. Because
Don't do that,
Disney,
sweetie. Don't
again,
do that,
Disney
sweetie.
didn't own Star Wars until 2015.
I mean, let's do shops then if you want to do that, or let's do eateries if we're doing this. Are we doing?
Again,
Are we doing that?
all that stuff arrived at Disney a year and a half ago.
Right,
It
but
wasn't
here's
there.
this is what I'm saying. The level of, and I'm taking you over. The level of love that was put into Universal Studios, Hogsmeade, Diagon Alley, Diagon Alley.
Fast and the Furious
Just
arrived.
no, sir. No,
don't,
sir.
Don't you ever say
Is-
You
that.
didn't know that was a crossover?
Is
Fast
knees,
10. They learned
knees,
magic.
heads, and above what happened to Galaxy's Edge. Like, Galaxy's Edge was a money grab, plain and
Galaxy's
fucking
Edge
simple.
is a cash grab. That's why I'm not. It's Star Wars. Most of Star Wars after the original
But
trilogy,
it doesn't
is a
have
cash
to
grab.
be. It doesn't have to be.
It
If
doesn't.
you supposedly, because listen, all of you, everything in Universal is a giant cash grab. You know it. I know it. Everyone knows it, and we're
As a
willing to
person that
pay
paid
because we
literally-
feel
$15
like
for
we're a
foot-long
part
corn
of
dog,
it.
Yes, I know it.
We feel like we're a part of it. There, I felt like they were literally saying, "Oh, you like Star Wars, right? Well, here's this thing that I slapped a
Yo, I heard you like Star Wars,
insert
dog.
something here to the insert something here." Insert something here. Sorry. Insert your Star Wars item here. You're going to pay for it, right? Because nerd.
Mhm.
I never feel like that at Universal. I know that they want my money, but also I feel like they get why I want to buy this. They get why I want to buy this robe. They get why I want to buy this gillyweed. They get why I want to buy X, Y, and Z. And they've put their heart and their soul into it. And I'm willing to pay top fucking dollar for it. And bitch,
Well,
you are too, because you did.
I was, but I
You've
feel
spent
like
a lot of money in
Star
the Wizarding
Wars
world, Eric.
Galaxy's Edge, again, it is fairly new, so I give them some leeway on things that they fucked up. But things like lightsaber building, you should know that everybody and their mother wants to do that, and everybody and their mother, myself included, is willing to go down there and drop $200 to get a custom lightsaber, even if they're not that great customs. Honestly, you can get a better saber at like Ultra Saber or Dark Sabers online. They should have had them available. Like they should have done like what Harry Potter does. And I will give you guys this because we've been to Universal countless times. Even if you don't want to do the show where they pick a small child instead of an adult, because
Every damn time.
Every time.
they still have tons and tons of wands. Like you don't have to get a specific character's wand. You can get one based on like your birth month or your house, things like that. Where Star Wars, like if you don't get to go into the custom thing, you go to I forget the name of the shop where they have a couple of like famous people's wands. Like you can get a Vader one, you can get like a Ahsoka Tano, stuff like that, but you can't get like kind of like the droid building thing at Star Wars Galaxy's Edge was really cool, not worth the price, but it was really cool and it was a fun experience, also not worth waiting in line for 3 hours. Yeah, a lot of the things they did there are clearly cash grabs that don't work out. Like after the initial shock wears off, you kind of feel like you wasted your money on some of the things.
I think
That
I
is
think
not to say that I don't love my droid Chauncey. That is still in my house.
I was going to ask you, how is
I was
Chauncey?
gonna ask how's Chauncey doing.
Taco hates Chauncey, but he
Does
comes
he
around now
really?
and again.
He
Oh,
is not
no.
alone.
I think the thing that really, and this is taking away my Potter bias, because no one besides Eric was more excited than me at the prospect of going to Galaxy's Edge and experiencing Star Wars
I
in
wish I
real
would have
life.
known about the reservation thing for the lightsaber building before I spent $120 on some Sith robes.
But it was
Yeah,
very
well, they
quiet. Nobody, like, they didn't put that
it's
out
not
there.
it's not posted
Yeah.
anywhere. Like
No,
nobody
it wasn't
tells
until I
you.
ran up in my fancy Sith robes and I was like, I'm here to build a lightsaber. There was like, okay, reservations. Oh, you don't have one? It's a 2-month wait.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
You're coming
ridiculous.
back in 2 months, right? No? Okay, fuck yourself.
Yeah, but the thing about it for me was that because of the experience that we had already had in Universal at in Diagon Alley and at Hogsmeade, you know, not just the complete immersion of the location, not just, you know, people who actually seem to care about what they're selling, like legit everybody that works in the Harry Potter areas of the park are fans. If
Yeah.
you give them 2 seconds to talk, they will talk your ear off about
Some of them
everything
are a
Potter.
bit too excited for
Nope,
for
I
this
love
one.
them, and that's what I need.
They love
I needed
what they
some
do.
of them
Yeah.
to go and work at Galaxy's Edge though, because like, you know, some of the people in costume were not as enthusiastic.
Well, and that's
about
where I
working
was
there.
going with
Yeah.
it, right? Because my expectation after the experience at Universal and the fact that by default Disney is supposed to be the best, they're always supposed to be better than Universal. I'm thinking, man, I'm going to go to Galaxy's Edge. I'm going to hang out with Wookiees and it's going to be great. And I'm going to run from Star Troopers. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
And then we get there and it was none of that. Like the best actors were the Jawas, quite
Yeah.
honestly, because they would like legit try to barter with you and take shit and rip you off. But like the stormtroopers had a couple, like they weren't voice boxes, like literally it was a recording, so they couldn't actually engage with you in a conversation, which was incredibly disappointing because that's what I was looking forward to.
Yeah.
There aren't a lot
Also,
of people walking around.
Their Darth Vader is too short.
Their Darth
Chewie
Vader
too
is
Their
yeah,
Chewie
their
is too
Darth
short.
Vader is way too short. Chewie was kind of short. The people in the stores, they were just like, yeah, I work at Disney. And it was crazy because in other areas of the park, like if you go over to the Beauty and the Beast area, like everybody there is hamming it up. They
Yeah.
love it. And Gaston,
Yeah.
we love Gaston, right? I was expecting that same thing in Galaxy's Edge.
I don't
and
wanna
it just
give them-
wasn't that.
Yeah, I don't want to give them like a pass on this, but again, this is the first year. We went very soon after they had opened up, and maybe they haven't worked out the bugs. Harry Potter, like Universal Harry Potter, has what, a decade ahead of them.
No,
So
not even a full decade.
I mean, I feel like they've worked out the bugs and gotten people. It definitely does feel more cohesive at Universal.
Those
and even
people
if you,
felt like they had been working there for like a very long time and they were over it.
yeah,
At the
that's how they
Disney,
felt
yeah.
at Disney.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas at Universal, like the people felt like, oh well, I get a break and I get to sit down,
They
and every
are
now and again I talk to a
excited.
normal
Yeah.
ass person.
Right. They were, I mean, even, my God, like we had a security guy in that area. Y'all remember that was like
Mhm.
following us around, like just
Yeah.
trying to give us all the tips and tricks of how to
Mhm.
get into rides faster. We appreciated it, but it was like, all
All
right,
right, girl.
Don't
Like,
you have
calm
to
down,
go
guys.
stir something?
Yeah, don't you have somebody else? Like, isn't somebody stealing some wizard school out of Green College?
He's like,
Don't
no
you
one
got
ever
something to
steals
do?
here. Everybody's a wizard. Get out of here.
Maybe he was like, oh well, they can't really hurt themselves with these lightsabers. Over at Disney though, they're fucking each other up with lightsabers. These wands are too short to cause any damage.
Yeah, but I feel like that's bullshit because I'm pretty sure you hit me with your wand and it hurt. It did
Well,
not
the
feel
cane
good.
version, the cane version is like 4 feet long. It's as
Well,
tall
and
as a
then
lightsaber.
also, and then one more thing on that point, there you have the interactive wands at
Mhm.
Universal, and
yeah.
it's hokey, but it's still fun.
It's so much fun.
Not
Yeah,
to mention at Disney, they yell at you if you pull your lightsaber out. Like if you
Oh,
get,
yeah,
if
you
you're
can't pull
lucky
it
enough
out.
to build a lightsaber, they give you a bag and you're not supposed to pull it out. And like it's supposed to be part of the experience where the stormtroopers will say, "Hey, that's a banned weapon," and you're supposed to put it away. But like, meh.
There's nothing. It's just not It's nowhere near interactive enough. It's beautiful, but it's not interactive. And
I wonder if it's better if you go to the one in Disneyland.
they
Maybe.
supposedly not though, because
No.
supposedly the one in Orlando is the big one, the one that they put all of the work into.
Oof.
So
Well, I mean, it is also Orlando.
What
all
are
I
you doing,
know-
sir?
so
No,
I think
I have no issues conceding this to Universal because we've been there multiple times and we all agree that Universal is more fun than Disney. The only reason we went to Disney this last time was because the Galaxy's Edge was open.
yeah,
And we,
yeah, and
I mean, we're trying to figure out if we need to go back. I feel like we might, but
I would go back
think
one
we
more
do.
time just to
Yeah.
check,
Yeah.
to see what if it got better, and maybe if we do go back, make
You
an
could
appointment
reverse
a couple
it.
months in advance.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we also still need to get on the last ride, the Rise
of
of
Resistance.
yeah,
Rise of the Resistance that we did
because that's
we
supposed to be
couldn't get on.
amazing.
Yeah, they say that's the best one there. So, yeah, the food wasn't great. The blue and
I don't
the
know.
blue and
That
green
thing
milk
that we
was
had was
good.
good. That
Yeah.
like pita situation, that was good.
Those pitas were really good.
Yeah.
Hold on, but was that in Galaxy's Edge or was that in Toy
it was
Story
at-
Land?
It was right at
Mhm.
the right around the
Okay.
corner.
Yeah,
I say because I forget what I got, but I was less than impressed.
you didn't like those
Um,
milks.
See, I
No,
like the
I
milk.
liked- I
Oh,
really
did
I
you?
like the
blue
milk.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
we liked the milk,
I
but
like
it
the
wasn't
blue
better
more than the
than
green.
it wasn't better than spiked butterbeer. So there's that.
nothing,
or the
nothing's
Dragon's
better
Fire
than
drink.
butter
Yeah,
beer.
yeah. The
What was
the
the hot
liquor-
one that I had in the morning? It was like it was like a chai tea. It was at Universal. It was one of the Harry Potter drinks.
is,
Was
that,
it
is
the-
that the Dragon's Fire one?
No, I think it was like a hot pumpkin juice or
The
something.
pumpkin
like that.
Oh,
juice.
yeah,
Yes,
it was a
oh,
hot
stop
pumpkin
it.
juice.
So
It
good.
was really good.
Ooh, so good.
Yeah.
That might be better than butterbeer. It might.
Yeah, I
be.
enjoyed it
Might
more.
be.
The
Especially
warm-
first
the
thing in the
warm
morning.
pumpkin
Yeah.
But actually, the warm butterbeer is also good. So
Listen, it's all delicious. It's just
It is.
all delicious.
all right. So I think that we can all agree that Potter won round 3 and Potter won round 1. Star Wars definitely won round 2.
Okay.
So
One is like you guys ganged up on one.
I
think
mean,
one is
listen,
a
the way
tie.
it adds up, winners be winning. The rightful people won. That's all I'm saying.
I
And
will
so
bring back the
now,
fucking lightsabers.
Avada Kedavra, bitch. Get out of here. You're gone. Get out of here.
so listen, eventually we'll probably run this back and talk about the creators, and it might be a very different situation when we talk about the creators.
Oof.
But from a merchandising
Oof.
perspective, Potter is definitely winning over Star Wars. Now that we've done that,
Yeah, we did
though,
it.
let's talk
Sorry.
a little bit about the numbers. So earlier I mentioned that Star Wars 77, Harry Potter 97. They are both in the top 10 for the highest grossing franchises that derived from some form of media. So video games, comic books, books, movies, what have you. They're in the top 10. However, neither one of them is number one. Star Wars
What is
comes
it, the
in.
Bible?
No. So Star Wars comes in as number 5, and Harry Potter number 5 at 68.7 billion, which is the current worth for all of the franchise as a whole. Potter came in at, or technically Wizarding World came in at number 10 at, I believe, 32 billion. So it
With
kind
your
of makes
broke ass.
yeah, 32.2 billion, which kind of makes sense considering
We
that,
just
again,
got
Star Wars
here.
had like a 20-year head start.
Yeah.
I'm
There's
telling
that.
you, if Wizarding World were to find some way to make their wands do this, they would sell.
We don't need
like
to.
We don't
tenfold.
need wands. We don't need wands.
You
What
wouldn't
we
want a
need,
wand where if you actually like did the hand motion and it made a sound and a light came out.
No.
Okay, I want you to put this in perspective, Eric. How many Star Wars movies, shows, and games are there, and the length next
9
to
movies.
Potter? If Potter were to have the same number of movies and shows, because let's talk about the shows, all right?
What shows for Potter?
We don't have any. That's my
That's
point.
what I'm saying.
Don't do
Right.
this.
If
Stop
we
it.
did,
Right.
That's on her.
I don't disagree with you there. So I think that eventually, a couple years down the road, after the WB app launches or whatever, we may be able to revisit this and have some new figures.
Well, there
But-
was the news that apparently Warner Brothers is in very, very early talks to make some type of Harry Potter show.
They need to, and I will throw
Maybe
all my
somebody
money
just
at
needs
it.
to take like forcefully be like, hey, someone else submitted this amazing script for a show or movie. Sit your fucking ass down, JK. You're canceled for now. Let's do some side stuff.
I would not be opposed to that. Muneerah, I don't think you
I
would
don't
be
even
opposed to
think
that
the
either,
fandom
right?
would
I
be
don't need
opposed
it
to
to
that.
be. Here's the only thing. Let's step away from Hogwarts and let's
Mhm.
go to the Ministry of Magic.
Yeah, it's Wizarding World, not just Harry
Like,
Potter.
yeah.
Well, I mean, but that's what we're supposedly getting in the expansion of the Universal Orlando
And I'm
Park.
so
We're supposed to be
excited.
getting
I'm so
2
excited.
Ministries of Magic. We're supposed to be getting the British one and the French one. That's what all of the patents and everything is hinting at. So it may be coming at least in the amusement park world, even if we don't get it quite in the show
That
just
was
yet. So
accidental.
fingers
that time.
crossed. So I got a quick question
It was
for
a
you
desk
two.
pop.
Which the answer to this question will probably make at least one of our viewers and listeners that I know of very, very happy. So remember that list that I told you, that top 10 list, where Star Wars is 5 and Wizarding World is 10? Either one of you want to take a guess without cheating and looking it up who's number 1?
Marvel.
VeggieTales.
Okay, you said VeggieTales. What did you say, Muneerah?
Marvel.
What?
Marvel.
I can't hear
Can't
you.
hear you.
Marvel. Can you hear me?
Oh.
Yes. Okay. So no, because what they did with Marvel was they split it up. So the MCU is pretty high up. It's in the top 15. No. They didn't do it that way. They did specific franchises. The number 1 grossing franchise in the world all time is fucking Pokemon.
Ew.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Pokemon is literally, and I have at least one son who, if he's watching this, is like, hell yeah, Pokemon. It is estimated to be worth $100 billion.
What's
Well,
number
yeah, 'cause
2?
The games, the cards, everything.
Oh, you want to know what number 2 is, Muneerah? You should know what number 2 is.
What is
Hello Kitty.
Yay! She's amazing. I just got another
Hello?
bracelet.
Yeah. Hello Kitty. So I'll give you the top 5. It's Pokemon, Hello Kitty, Winnie the Pooh, Mickey Mouse and Friends, and then Star Wars.
I subscribe
with
to like
Winnie-
all of them except for Pokemon.
Yeah, Winnie the Pooh and Mickey Mouse and Friends, in fairness, they've been around since like the 20s. So they've got a big ass head start on everyone else on this list. But yeah, that's what it is. So we're sitting here going back and forth about our 2 favorite fandoms. And meanwhile, all the Pokemon nerds are like, screw you guys, we're still the best.
Shut up.
So
Get out of
Well,
here.
that's because Pokemon, like Nintendo, puts out a new version like every 6 months. Like they're constantly making that money because they're constantly making that product. They deserve it.
listen, they are nonstop. And Mario is in that top 10 too. Mario is in front of Harry Potter, as is the Disney princesses,
Yeah.
as is the
Pokemon
MCU.
got big in the late 90s, like 96, 97. So they've been constantly putting out stuff since then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and
it
that's
ain't
the
cheap.
craziest. That's the craziest thing. Like when you look at this top 10 list, Pokemon is probably one of the newest additions, like Wizarding World, and yet and still, it's killing everybody. So I say all of that to
And
say
they
that
only
while
have
we
one
love
live action movie.
one,
Which was
is
really good,
amazing.
yeah.
It was
Yeah.
really good. I really hope they make more.
I watched
Yeah.
it. I watched it 2 days ago.
So good. So I say all that to say we love our two franchises.
Also,
we will
can I-
continue to battle it out.
What's going on?
But there is
I-
someone that
I-
reigns supreme.
What's wrong?
I feel like also Harry Potter or the Potter world is very underrepresented. Very underrepresented when it comes to like poster art. There's a few like Potter prints, like really good ones, but like there's a new Star Wars one every other week, and like it's to a point where poster nerds are like, okay, another Star Wars print. But
They are underrepresented, and then because Mina Lima is the official house, most of what would be considered quality Potter prints are coming from them, and they're beautiful. Don't get
beautiful.
me wrong, because they do a lot of the artwork. They've done a lot of the artwork for not just the books, but also for the movies. So it's beautiful, but you're right, Eric. It's not a lot, and that makes me sad.
Like
Did
I
you-
know
Go ahead.
Ollie Moss did a set, and his set for the Potter movies, they're not like people. He's a very like the Mondo Prince, the Star Wars ones that he does. He did them for places for each movie. So like each one highlights in very like kind of simplistic, but like you when you see the poster, you immediately think of the scene.
I wonder
And
what
there's a
his
couple
what the Goblet of Fire was.
I can tell you right now, actually, because I'm looking at the whole set.
Was it the campground?
Goblet of Fire is the fourth one. Sorry, my
Or was
computer
it
is...
the one with
I don't think it was the I mean, if it was the Quidditch World Cup, I'm sure it's beautiful, but
Yeah.
I doubt it.
Yeah, it's like the what's the name? The dragon, you know,
Yeah.
right before the dragon thing. Yeah, 3 is like you see Hogsworth in
Hogwarts.
Hogwarts, yes. You see it
Get it
in the
right.
background, but then in the foreground, it's an element from each movie. Like I'll send you guys a picture of it. 'cause
that
it's
would make sense
amazing.
why they would do that. I would much rather them do the lake, because I don't think that got enough play.
It didn't. That's why I got it on my arm.
Yeah.
Because they didn't do it. So like when I got my sleeve, I was very much like, I need the lake.
Yeah.
And that's like what I want from Goblet of Fire on my arm is literally the water challenge with
Yeah.
the lake. I want Mermaid to make it work.
Yeah.
So yeah, I walk around with it. All right. So with that, guys, do you guys have any final thoughts? Eric, how are you feeling about this loss today?
Oof.
It's not a loss for me. I have lightsabers. I was gonna say you guys are really trying to. You guys enjoy Universal, so like that's the only reason. I know that the Disney Star Wars thing is bullshit, and I've enjoyed the Universal Harry Potter thing. That doesn't make it great. Like it's like it doesn't make it better than Star Wars.
No, I think
It's
it
fun.
does. I know.
Muneerah, you good? You're kind of going in and out there.
I think I'm good.
Yeah, she went away because of that bullshit that you were spewing out your mouth just now, Eric. Just made her just.
I feel like you guys like. I'm not gonna be like, oh my god, you guys ganged up on me. But clearly, you guys already know that Harry Potter bullshit is like, oh, we have individual houses because that's the basic bitch version of astrology.
Wait. Okay, so what you're not gonna do is call us basic bitches, but also I was with you on the video games, hands down. And also, if this debate were about something else, like let's say the creators, I would probably side more with the Star Wars side in that case.
But
it wasn't. So in this case,
if J.K. Rowling could get off her fucking ass and stop being a problematic ass
turf
fucking hog winch, like you guys would have these amazing fucking games. You guys would have won round 2. Round 1, Star Wars has better shit. It's not as custom. Like you don't get a fucking I have my matching robe and hat and tie and all the other shit. No, you get a lightsaber that you can beat the shit out of a friend with. It's way better than just having a scarf.
But you helped us,
Specific color.
so
yeah,
won.
we're good. Yeah.
Thanks.
Whatever, bro.
Appreciate
Have
So-
fun
ya.
just swinging around nothing when I can
We
beat
will.
somebody with a
We
lightsaber.
will.
And we do. Thank you so
We-
much. Thank
Every
you.
time.
I love winning.
I'm just saying.
It feels right.
You guys make all the excuses you need to enjoy your victory.
I mean,
I
you don't
feel
have to
like
put
you're
air
the one
quotes, we
making
won.
excuses right now,
Like,
right?
you
You're
helped
making
us.
excuses. I
I
got
don't
lightsabers.
understand what you're doing. It's sad, really.
I have
Alright.
lightsabers. I don't need excuses.
So, guys, with that, I know that we got some
This is
feedback.
all the win I need.
Shut it,
Because
Eric.
it's
We
all
got
the win you
some
got.
Feedback.
I mean, that makes sense.
Muneerah, both of you, stop it. We've got we did get some feedback this week. So, Muneerah, I believe it is time for you to do your grab bag. Pew, 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 pew.
I got grab bag music for you.
I don't want that loser shit. Only winners over here, baby. Winners.
All right, Muneerah.
Okay, so you are correct. We have a grad bag. It was sent in from a little ditty by a little ditty. Here we go. You guys have been really on a roll with the content, and I'm not just saying that because you let me come on here and run my jaws once a week. If you haven't guessed it,
It's from Courtney.
I really appreciate how you guys are expanding. That's a modest plug because she's part of it.
Listen, I love it. There's nothing better than self-promotion. You go, Courtney. Keep going.
Anyways, I just wanted to pop in to say how much I enjoy listening to everyone's thing. So
good.
our previous podcast where we each did an individual thing. All of you have spoken so passionately about the things that give you joy, and it really shows. So that's nice. Also, just
Yay.
wanted to share another mental health resource. Yes, give it to
Ooh.
me. Therapy for Black girls. Ooh, this is exciting. So TFBG has a directory of therapists and counselors of color that is incredibly user friendly. Okay. And also a blog and podcast. Oh, that's fun. That's fun. Looking
That
forward
is
to
really cool.
I'll put the link in the show notes.
Okay.
Yes, please. That's
looking
awesome.
forward to next week. So thank you for that. We are
Yay.
looking forward to you talking about gore next week. So, but thank you.
Right. Courtney,
Yeah,
girl,
again,
I
if
need
you
you to
don't
watch them
know-
episodes.
If you
I
don't know
want
Courtney,
details.
she is our co-host on Cup and Saucer, where we talk about very British things.
Yes.
Currently talking about Gangs of London. You should fucking check that shit
You
out.
should check
Oh,
it out.
so good.
You should.
So good. All right, Muneerah, did you have any more, anything off of the other social medias, or is that it for this week?
Yeah, that's it for this week.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure, so I just wanted to give you a
She had
second.
to think about
You-
it.
No.
Yeah,
I think that's it for this.
No,
week.
she
I did
looked at
a-
me like, bitch, I already told you, and I didn't remember. So apologies. All right, guys. Well, as always, thank you so much for watching and listening. If you like the episode, rate us, drop a review, subscribe to the podcast, tell a friend, do all of those things. You can subscribe to the podcast and subscribe to the YouTube channel, and that way you get it both ways. You can listen if you happen to be out and about, which you shouldn't be because COVID, or you can watch it. Choice is yours.
You can
We
see me
wanna-
pulling out lightsabers.
Where you can see Eric with his stupid fucking lightsaber. Had I known we were gonna have props, though, I would have had all my wands out. Like, I didn't get that notice. I would have been on
Why,
this
so they
bitch
could
in my
just stand there and look
robes.
stupid?
All right, whatever, Eric.
You want me to go get my better
Anyway.
wand? I don't even like Potter like that, and I have a better wand than you.
Wow, you elitist piece of shit.
It's
You
because he
definitely-
secretly does like it. So
He does. He
I
is
don't like it as
happy
much
to
as I
be
like Star
Slytherin.
Wars. That's why I have lightsabers.
Ugh.
Get you
All
a
right,
lightsaber.
whatever.
Treat yourself.
As you guys can see, we are still very much doing
Treat yourself.
Concentrated, which is the podcast that started it all. But if you happen to be into MMA, you are definitely in luck because we've got throwing bows. Also, if you are just looking to hear three POCs talk about British shit, as Eric and Muneerah just plugged, check out Cup and Saucer. It is great. They are talking about Gangs of London. It should be phenomenal this upcoming week, hearing poor Courtney try to get through all of the blood and gore. I'm very excited
So
about this.
So
excited.
violent. I love it.
And then also, if you guys are not aware, we have you Marvel fans taken care of. We now are doing Heralds of the MCU, which is completely 100% dedicated to the MCU. We're currently doing a weekly episodic review of WandaVision. If you haven't checked it out, that's okay. You can go ahead now and check out the playlist and catch our recaps on every episode thus far. Also, we release those normally on Sundays, so
Yep.
you can catch that on Sunday and then follow up with Concentrated on Mondays, and we've got you covered. And then you can always send us any questions, show ideas, any feedback to our email address, which is concentratedpodcast@gmail.com. You can leave us a message on our Facebook page, which is just Concentrated Podcast. You can always hit us up on Twitter or Instagram. Our handle on both is at Concentrated Pod. And lastly, if you are too lazy to do any of those things, you can just go ahead and leave us a voicemail. The phone number is 301-531-4393. Again, that's 301-531-4393. Guys, that is it for this week. Take care. Go read a Potter book, because you
Yes.
can't read a Star Wars book.
You can't.
'cause, well,
You can. There's plenty of them.
Nobody
They're called
likes
Star Wars
them.
Legends now.
Nobody
Lots
likes
of
them.
people like them.
Nobody likes
Fuck-
them. You
fuck
don't
you guys.
count. Bye.
Lightsabers.
bye, guys.
Ugh. Bye.
Lightsabers. Turn them all on.
Really?